Greetings, my fellow Rumblers. For this final act, we're doing things a little differently. Instead of Team Sarge by Noxar personally breaking down our entire Rumbleverse wishlist, we'll be hearing our fan-made vision brought to life by two special podcasters. Together, we'll take you to the complete wishlist and explore all the ideas we've crafted for the future of Rumbleverse. And while they do, Gearhart, Captain Flexer, or Noxar, and I will be sitting back, listening along and experiencing this massive vision we wrote together, right alongside you. So get comfortable, Rumblers, because this final act of the Legacy of Rumbleverse mini-series is going to be one heck of a journey. Alright, team, y'all ready?
See, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's tune in.
Imagine your absolute favorite game shuts down.
Yeah, that happens a lot these days.
It does. The servers go dark, the screen fades to black, and all those digital environments where you spent hundreds of hours, they just vanish.
Right, they're just gone.
And usually there's a sense of finality to that, you know?
Yeah.
Like the community writes a few nostalgic posts.
Maybe they share like a couple of old video clips on social media.
Exactly. And then everyone just sort of, they pack up their digital bags and move on to the next big release.
It's like a book slamming shut.
It really is. And this thriving digital city basically becomes a ghost town on some hard drive somewhere.
Which is super depressing to think about.
It really is. But today, we are looking at something entirely different. Like we are looking at a 60-page, painstakingly detailed architectural blueprint that is literally designed to resurrect a fallen city.
Oh man, and it is a massive read.
It is. And it wasn't written by a corporate studio, wasn't drafted in a boardroom. It was written by one fan who just flat out refused to let the heartbeat of their favorite universe flatline.
It really is a phenomenal piece of work. We are talking about a document that acts as an open source masterclass in game design. It covers franchise sustainability, community passion, like all of it.
It's incredible. So welcome to our deep dives into the legacy of Rumbleverse. We have in our hands a visionary manifesto created by a superfan who goes by the name Sarge Rhinoxar.
Shout out to Sarge.
Right. Huge shout out. And the core mission of this document, it's basically a massive, beautiful love letter to the developers at Iron Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's a complete roadmap for the future of the ultimate wrestling battle royale.
And what's fascinating here is the core philosophy driving like every single page of this text. Sarge Rhinoxar states it perfectly right at the beginning. They say, don't replace Rumbleverse's identity, expand it.
Expand it.
Exactly. In an industry that is constantly trying to reinvent the wheel, this approach is refreshingly grounded. It acknowledges that the original foundation, the choreographed melee combat, the absolute freedom of vertical movement.
Oh, the climbing was the best.
The climbing. And those exaggerated cartoon physics, that bright, chunky action figure aesthetic. The document just says, hey, this was already a masterpiece of design.
Yes. Like, keep Grappital City, keep low-key key exactly as we remember them from their original launch, but build outward from that vibrant, colorful foundation.
So for everyone listening right now, I want you to just close your eyes for a second.
Okay, my eyes are closed.
Imagine stepping right back into the brightly colored boots of your absolute favorite oversized wrestler.
Oh, wow. I can already feel it.
You can smell the digital popcorn, you hear the roar of the arena crowd, and you just feel that sheer, unadulterated Saturday morning cartoon magic all over again.
It really is like opening a giant toy chest. Like, imagine you have this huge toy box, and every single idea in this document is a shiny new action figure that is perfectly compatible with all the toys you already have.
That is the perfect analogy. But, before we can play with all the new toys, we need a permanent toy box to keep them in.
Right, which brings us to a massive structural issue that this document tackles right out of the gate.
It addresses the very foundation of how the game exists in the market. So the first major proposal is a shift from a free-to-play live service model to what the author calls a premium reboot.
A forever home for Rumbleverse.
Exactly. Sarge Rhinoxar suggests bringing the game back as a complete standalone premium experience.
So we are talking a base price of like $20 to $30 with an absolute maximum of $40 depending on the scope of the package.
Yeah, quite reasonable.
Super reasonable.
Yeah.
And then any future seasons or massive expansions would just be optional paid DLCs, around $10 to $20 each.
Right.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate here on the mechanics of this for a second. The whole reason battle royales use the free-to-play model is to guarantee a massive player pool for matchmaking. right?
That's the conventional wisdom, yeah.
So if you put a $30 paywall on a multiplayer brawler, don't you risk suffocating the player base before a match even starts? Like, how does this premium model solve the matchmaking population problem?
Well, that is the exact right question to ask, and it really comes down to the economic and psychological mechanism of the live service treadmill versus a boxed product.
Okay, unpack that for me.
So when a game is free to play, the underlying question driving development is always, how do we keep players spending right now?
Right, the constant grind.
Exactly. It requires constant microscopic updates to drive engagement metrics, and it heavily relies on FOMO, the fear of missing out, to sell temporary battle passes.
Ugh, the FOMO is the worst part.
It is. But by shifting to a premium model, you alter the psychology of the player base. You aren't asking them for daily recurring engagement. You are offering them a permanent collection.
Ah, I see.
So to solve the matchmaking issue, the premium package is designed to be completely self-sustaining regardless of the online concurrent player count.
Right, because of all the offline features. You buy it, you own it. Someone can buy the game years down the line and still have access to the entire history of the game.
Precisely. If an expansion drops, it doesn't just vanish in 3 months, it's permanent.
And to ensure you always have something to do, the document proposes a full single-player adventure mode right out of the gate.
Which is such a brilliant addition.
I was grinning from ear to ear reading this section. Think of classic 3D platformers, right? Like a Crash Bandicoot or Ratchet & Clank style adventure, but set completely within the Rumbleverse universe.
It translates so well.
It totally does. The game already has incredible mechanics for climbing and traversal. You can scale buildings, bounce off cars, dash across rooftops. A story mode just takes those mechanics and applies them to a campaign.
Oh, totally.
Like imagine you are platforming your way up the side of a massive skyscraper in Grappital City, dodging goofy cartoon henchmen who are throwing, I don't know, random objects down at you. You're discovering hidden rooftop areas to unlock cosmetics and following this hilarious Philly-voiced storyline.
And from a game design perspective, it acts as a brilliant hidden tutorial.
Oh, that's smart.
Because battle royales often suffer from a steep learning curve. New players drop in and get immediately eliminated by veterans.
Yeah, you just get suplexed into oblivion on day one.
Exactly. A single-player platforming campaign teaches you the exact timing of wall jumps, the stamina management required for climbing, and the spatial awareness needed for combat, all within a low-stakes, highly entertaining environment.
And it builds on that with a dedicated challenge mode, too. Obstacle courses, timed climbing events, survival waves, and get this, boss battles.
Now, this is fascinating.
Right, now hold on. Integrating PvE player versus environment boss encounters into a PvP player versus player game. How does a boss battle even work when the combat system is built entirely around grappling other human-sized players?
It requires a shift in scale, which perfectly fits the cartoon aesthetic, by the way. You aren't fighting another standard wrestler. You're fighting giant cartoon monsters or legendary oversized wrestling champions.
Oh man, that sounds epic.
It is. Mechanically, it functions similar to the combat challenges in the Batman Arkham series, but incredibly bright and bouncy. The bosses would have specific telegraphed attack patterns.
So it's literally teaching you iframes.
Precisely. Invincibility frames. By forcing a player to dodge a giant sweeping attack from a massive boss, the game teaches the player the exact timing of their dodge roll.
Wow, that's so clever.
You master your striking, your blocking, and your grappling against an opponent that follows predictable rules. And once you defeat the boss, earn your unique rewards, and step into the online arena, you are a fundamentally better player because you understand the underlying math of the combat system.
That makes so much sense. And the multiplayer magic in this premium reboot goes way beyond just the standard battle royale, too.
Right. The document outlines a ton of options.
First of all, local multiplayer. Split screen.
Yes.
Just grabbing 2 controllers, sitting on the couch with your family, and having a hilarious wrestling match right in your living room. It leans so perfectly into that family-friendly arcade identity.
It brings back that golden age of couch co-op.
Totally. And for the online modes, we still have the classic Battle Royale, obviously. Yeah. But Sarge suggests adding dedicated 1v1, 2v2, and 4v4 arena matches.
Almost like the structure of multiverses.
Exactly like multiverses.
Right.
Plus special event tournaments. Doesn't this make the game feel like a complete eternal theme park instead of a temporary pop-up carnival?
That is the perfect way to phrase it. You own the theme park. You have the single-player roller coasters, the challenge mode carnival games, the local multiplayer bumper cars, and the massive online main events.
Okay, so you own this beautiful, eternal theme park, and you're going to be creating some absolutely hilarious and epic moments while playing, right?
Without a doubt.
You need the tools to capture them.
Which brings us to the second major pillar of the document, the Rumble Replay Studio.
This is where the document really showcases an understanding of modern gaming communities and content creation.
It's the ultimate director's chair. The author explicitly compares it to the Rockstar editor found in games like Grand Theft Auto 5, but entirely tailored to highlight wrestling, chaos, and cartoon physics.
And the technology here gets really fascinating because this isn't just screen recording.
Right. The document outlines a match recording system that saves the actual data of the match.
Exactly. The data, the player movement, the physics simulations, the lighting, the weather, even the crowd reactions, and Skip Legerday's commentary. It all gets saved into a dedicated replay studio hub. But wait, can you break down the mechanical difference for the listener? Why is saving data so much better than just saving a video file?
Yeah, so it is the difference between taking a photograph of a chessboard versus writing down the algebraic notation of all the moves.
But that's a great way to look at it.
With a video recording, which is basically a photograph, you are permanently locked into the camera angle, the field of view, and the resolution you had while playing.
You can't change anything once it's recorded.
Right. But telemetry data is just a text file of coordinates. It tells the game engine, player A was at these XYZ coordinates and initiated an Irish whip on player B.
Wow.
Because you have the data, you can ask the game engine to rebuild the entire match from scratch in real time. This means you have full 360-degree control after the match is completely over.
Which gives us the cinematic camera magic. You get a 360 free camera to explore the entire map. Like, you can position a camera on top of the battle barge or underneath a bridge or high up on a skyscraper to watch a fight unfold from miles away.
And if you aren't a super advanced video editor, they have presets.
Yes, you just click Action Camera to automatically follow the hits, or KO Camera for slow motion eliminations, or Hero Camera for dramatic low angles.
The presets make it so accessible.
They really do. There's even a broadcast camera that shoots the scene directly from Skip Legerday's announcer tower, or you can use a rooftop chase camera that automatically tracks you and an opponent sprinting across the capital city skyline, keeping you perfectly framed.
It completely democratizes content creation. Casual players get one-click presets like the Orbit camera or Victory camera, while advanced creators get the keyframe camera editor.
Oh, the keyframe editor. Setting up dramatic slow zooms, panning across the skyline, or using the multi-camera editor to cut between different angles like a live sports broadcast.
And you edit it all together with the timeline editor. It is basically a non-linear editing software built right into the game engine.
It's mind-blowing. But my absolute favorite part of the Replay Studio has to be the combat, world, and pose mode.
The level of granular customization here is just extraordinary, and it leans heavily into the action figure aesthetic.
Okay, picture this sequence. You are in a match, and you hit a massive super choke slam on your opponent. You go into the Replay Studio, and you pause the match right at the exact frame of impact.
Right.
You spin the camera around to get the perfect low-angle shot. Then you open pose mode. You can actually interact with the character rigging.
It's basically stop-motion animation at that point.
Yes. You change your wrestler's facial expression to look super triumphant, and you alter your opponent's face to look coldly shocked. And then you can add a comic book-style impact flash graphic right where the move connects.
It allows the community to become visual storytellers. You can adjust the field of view, tweak the depth of field to blur the background, and even alter the lighting direction.
And the titles, graphics, and audio customization. You can drop in comic-style speech bubbles, neon fonts, and completely change the visual filters.
The filters are such a fun idea.
Put a retro VHS tape filter on your match, or a vibrant Saturday morning TV cartoon filter. Make it look like a vintage wrestling broadcast, or an old action figure commercial.
You can even change the weather in the replay, right?
Yes. You can change a sunny match into a dramatic, rain-soaked, neon-lit nighttime showdown just for the video.
And all of this feeds directly into the community hub. This isn't just about making videos to export to social media. It's about sharing them organically within the game's ecosystem.
Showcasing faction rivalries, full-on comedy sketches, machinima episodes. You log in, and the main menu is broadcasting a fan-made action figure commercial starring 2 players battling it out.
It empowers the players to expand the lore themselves.
It totally does. So we have the forever home, and we have the cameras rolling, but what are we actually filming?
Well, this brings us to the world expansions. The document details a series of massive seasonal additions.
And these are huge.
They are. And it is crucial to note how these are structured. They do not overwrite the original map. They are brand new districts connected to the existing city by bridges and routes.
So it preserves the original geography while expanding the total playable area.
Exactly. You never lose what you already love.
So our very first movie set is a trip to the wild, wild wrestling frontier. Welcome to World Expansion 1, Wrestle West season.
Yeehaw.
A giant frontier wrestling playground. You've got the dusty streets, these huge wooden saloons with swinging doors, rodeo arenas, and giant water towers.
And because it's Rumbleverse, everything is built for vertical, bouncy climbing.
Right. It's not a serious Western. It's a cartoon Western where every single building has a brightly colored, rugged wrestling poster slapped on it.
Wrestle West solves a very specific design challenge. Horizontal traversal.
Oh, how so?
Well, Grappital City is very vertical, right? Skyscrapers push the action upward. Wrestle West balances this by focusing on sprawling horizontal movement, and it achieves this brilliantly through dynamic environmental elements, starting with the rumble train.
The rumble train is incredible. It's a massive moving train that chugs right through the middle of the district, blowing giant, goofy clouds of cartoon smoke.
It is such a cool set piece.
But wait, how does a moving vehicle work in a game where everyone is trying to survive a shrinking circle? Doesn't a moving train throw the whole pacing off if it just drives players out of bounds?
That is exactly why it is a brilliant inclusion. It acts as a mobile high-value zone. The train wouldn't just travel in a straight line off the map. It would circle the district on a continuous loop track.
Ah, a loop.
Yeah. So mechanically, it changes the spatial dynamics of a fight. You have to account for the environment's movement as well as your opponent's positioning.
The brawls on this thing would be legendary. Like a fight starts in a saloon, spills out onto the tracks, and suddenly you are leaping onto the roof of the moving locomotive, dodging steam whistles, and trying to drop kick someone off the caboose.
Pure cinematic chaos.
And if the train wasn't enough moving chaos, there's the Great Bull Stampede.
Which functions as a massive area of effect hazard that transitions into a vehicle mount.
Okay, envision this. You're having an intense standoff in the middle of a dusty street, and suddenly you hear this rumbling. A stampede of oversized, wildly colorful, completely goofy cartoon bulls comes rushing through the town.
Just absolute mayhem.
It's a hazard you can dodge, but if you time it right, you can jump on one.
Wait, really? You can ride them?
You can ride the bull. You ride this giant cartoon bull like a bucking bronco and steer it right into a crowd of opponents to scatter them everywhere.
It creates an arcade-style balance challenge mid-match. You are trading your standard combat moves for massive displacement power, but you risk being launched.
Yeah, because if you lose your balance, the bull just bucks you into the sky in classic Rumbleverse fashion.
That is amazing. And that playful mechanics-first approach extends to the new items proposed for Wrestle West too.
Yes, the items. We get a lasso. Now, tell me about the tether mechanics of a lasso in a melee game.
So the lasso introduces a ranged grapple mechanic. Rumbleverse is inherently a close quarters game, right? Rushdown players who constantly close the distance dictate the pace. A lasso acts as a countermeasure.
Oh, to pull them in?
Exactly. You can use it to pull a fleeing opponent closer to initiate a combo, or, crucially, you can use it to interact with the environment from afar, like snatching a muscle shake or a weapon without having to climb up to get it.
That is so useful. You can also throw a boomerang horseshoe that stuns an enemy and flies right back to your hand. There's a cartoon branding iron that leaves a funny glowing mark on whoever you hit. And my absolute favorite, a giant slapstick frying pan.
The frying pan is a classic.
From a design standpoint, this isn't just a weapon, it's about the auditory feedback. Imagine the massive cartoon clang sound effect echoing across the map when you hit someone with that.
Oh, for sure. In a battle royale, audio cues signal player locations. That giant clang is basically announcing to everyone, hey, A fight is happening right here.
It totally draws aggro while providing excellent blunt force damage.
And naturally, this district comes with an entirely new suite of cosmetics. Cowboy hats, denim jackets, ponchos, wildly oversized cartoon mustaches, and full-body bull mascot outfits.
And the atmosphere physically shifts, too. During the day, it's bright desert sunshine with tumbleweeds rolling by. At sunset, it gets this beautiful orange glow. But at night, Russell West turns into a neon-lit nighttime rodeo festival with glowing lanterns and campfires everywhere. It feels completely alive.
It just proves that the Rumbleverse formula can easily adapt to classic genre tropes while keeping its unique mechanical flavor. Which brings us to the second expansion. From the sprawling, horizontal, dusty frontier, we take a secret underground minecart to a town where it is Halloween every single day.
Yes. Spookfest season. Introducing the Midnight Manor District. And we have to emphasize Sarge's specific direction here. When we say Halloween, this is not horror. This is not survival horror.
No, nothing grim about it at all.
It is strictly Scooby-Doo spooky. It's Hotel Transylvania, Saturday morning cartoon spooky. It's all glowing jack-o'-lanterns, bright blue moonlight, orange leaves blowing in the wind, and friendly stone gargoyles. It captures pure 1980s Halloween nostalgia.
And the architecture is just gorgeous. Victorian homes, historic churches, graveyards, pumpkin farms.
But the specific points of interest are designed to solve a different spatial problem, right? Indoor vertical chaos.
Exactly. Battle royales often struggle with claustrophobic indoor endgame circles because the camera gets caught on walls. Midnight Manor solves this by making the interiors massive and vertically oriented.
So look at Dracula's castle. It is the tallest structure in the new district. It has giant staircases, sweeping throne rooms, and hidden passageways.
A climber's dream.
The highest tower is basically the ultimate diving board. You carry your opponent all the way to the top of Dracula's highest spire and deliver a massive sky-high Izuna drop all the way down into the courtyard.
The hang time on that would be ridiculous.
Right. Then you have the Haunted Grand Hotel, focusing on elevators, grand ballrooms, and interior balconies. And don't forget the Midnight Carnival, a Halloween amusement park with Ferris wheels, roller coasters, and giant bounce houses you can literally fight inside.
A bounce house battle.
Plus the Monster Movie Studio, which is so clever. It's a fake movie lot with cardboard villages, green screens, and giant animatronic monster statues you can climb on like scaffolding.
But the traversal mechanics of Midnight Manor are what truly stand out to me. The haunted secret passages.
Oh, this is peak cartoon logic. So you are being chased by a squad of 3 other players.
You're in trouble.
You run into the haunted hotel, you spot a suspicious-looking bookshelf, you interact with it, and it instantly spins around, sneaking you into a secret passage.
Fantastic.
This teleports you to the roof. You leap off and land directly on a giant pumpkin bounce pad that launches you halfway across the district into the moonlight.
It rewards map knowledge and exploration in a way that feels incredibly playful. It functions as a rapid flank route or an escape valve.
And the themed items complement this area control mentality perfectly.
Let's talk about those items.
They are fantastic. Pumpkin buckets that literally burst into a shower of colorful candy when you hit someone with them. Giant jack-o'-lanterns that shatter into pieces. A club made entirely of giant candy corn.
A candy corn club. I love it.
A skeleton arm that makes ridiculous xylophone bone sounds when you swing it, which is brooms for wide-sweeping attacks, haunted lanterns, and a heavy coffin lid.
Using a coffin lid as a massive defensive shield to block incoming attacks, and then using it to launch opponents into the air is such a great visual.
It really is.
But talk to me about the spiderweb item.
Oh, right.
The spiderweb introduces a crowd control or root mechanic.
Meaning they get stuck.
Exactly. Instead of throwing an item to deal direct damage, you throw the web to briefly stick an opponent to the ground.
Oh, wow.
In a game built entirely around vertical climbing and constant movement, a root mechanic completely alters the meta. It forces the trapped player to rely on blocking and counters rather than evasive maneuvers. It allows you to set up highly coordinated team attacks.
It's brilliant. And this district comes with specific game modes. Haunted Mansion Rumble, where the whole match is just surviving indoors without a shrinking circle.
That sounds intense.
Pumpkin Panic, where giant Indiana Jones-style rolling pumpkins randomly crash through the streets, forcing you to constantly check your blind spots. And Monster Mash, where only the spooky Naily items spawn.
And you dress for the occasion with Frankenstein costumes, friendly ghost sheets, mummies, and candy corn outfits. It's a masterful seasonal overlay.
It is. But as the Halloween fog clears,
Winter's coming.
the first snowflakes begin to fall over the island. We are moving right into World Expansion 3, Frostfall season.
a completely different atmospheric shift. A North Pole wonderland. Frostfall Village.
It's all cozy log cabins, roaring fireplaces, candy cane street lamps, and a massive snow-covered pine forest. But the gameplay heart of this district, the mechanic that changes everything, is the frozen lake.
The introduction of a frictionless surface.
Oh boy.
Friction modification completely changes how movement, momentum, and combat interactions resolve.
It's pure slapstick comedy. You're running full speed to engage, but you hit the ice and start slipping and sliding with your arms flailing.
Just cartoon slipping noises everywhere.
You try to throw a punch, you miss, and your momentum just slides you right past your opponent. But wait, if the ice is entirely slippery, how do you even fight? Doesn't that make landing a combo impossible?
It turns the combat into a timing and positioning puzzle. You can't rely on quick dashes. You have to anticipate where your opponent is sliding and time your grapples to intercept their trajectory.
That sounds hilarious and challenging.
Furthermore, the ice itself reacts to the combat.
The environmental trap. If you hit a massive suplex on the frozen lake, the cartoon ice cracks. Hit them hard enough with a heavy move, and the ice breaks entirely, dunking your opponent right into the chilly water with a huge splash for an environmental ringout.
It adds a layer of hazard that is entirely player-driven.
And speaking of vertical landmarks, there's the giant Christmas tree, a colossal glowing tree right in the center of the village. You scale the trunk, jump between the giant branches, bounce off oversized ornaments, and have this epic King of the Hill battle right near the star on top.
Frostfall also has its own moving vehicle, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just like Wrestle West had the train, Frostfall has the Holiday Express, a decorated steam train plowing through the snowy forests. But the most elaborate indoor location for this season is Santa's Workshop.
Oh, the factory.
A massive multi-level toy factory. Conveyor belts carrying giant toys that you have to jump over, wrapping stations, nutcracker statues everywhere. But the absolute peak of this expansion, the thing that would go viral instantly, is the Santa's Sleigh event.
This is a fascinating twist on the traditional Battle Royale supply crate drop.
How so?
Instead of a random box falling from the sky, it is an interactive vehicle event.
It's a reverse supply drop. During the match, a magical sleigh just appears on the map. It's a high-risk, high-reward race.
You have to fight to get to it.
Exactly. The first player to reach it jumps in, and you actually get to fly Santa's sleigh high above the map for 30 seconds.
You get full flight control.
Full control of the flight path. While you are flying, you look down at the players fighting below, and you can toss wrapped presents down to them. The presents are full of chicken, stamina drinks, and skill books. You literally become Santa for half a minute.
It creates a wonderful moment of power and generosity. You can use it to tactically supply drop resources to your own teammates across the map, or you can just rain chaos down on two rival squads fighting below.
The items for Frostfall follow the same creative logic. Giant candy canes for striking, Christmas stockings you swing like a heavy sack, toy trains and snow shovels with a wide hitbox.
And the cosmetics.
You can dress up as Jack Frost, a literal gingerbread wrestler with icing details, a toy soldier, or wear a massive, fluffy reindeer mascot suit. And the seasonal events like Christmas Tree Clash or Toy Factory Takedown just keep the energy going.
The author captures that nostalgic holiday magic perfectly, but filters it entirely through this lens of chaotic wrestling. So we have explored the frontier, the spooky manor, and the winter wonderland. The next expansion, Gear Grind Season, shifts gears quite literally into a marvel of cartoon engineering.
The snow melts, and we are introduced to Gear Grind City. And I have to push back on a thought some people might have here. When you hear the phrase Victorian steampunk, you might instinctively think of something dark, gritty, smoggy, and depressing.
Which is usually how it's done.
Right. But Sarge makes it so incredibly clear in the document. This is a bright, colorful, mechanical toy box of joy.
It is steampunk filtered specifically through the Rumbleverse aesthetic. It's a city that feels like a giant, cheerful clockwork invention brought to life. The brass is shiny, the steam is fluffy, and the mechanics are playful.
Exactly. Yeah. Fluffy white steam rising from polished brass pipes, giant clock towers ringing with cheerful bells, exposed gears everywhere. The architecture is incredible.
What are the major locations?
We've got the Grand Steam Plaza with moving clockwork sculptures, the Gearwork Factory with massive boiler rooms, the Clock Tower District, and a beautiful Victorian railway station.
But what makes Gear Grind City truly unique is its dynamic environment. The city itself is an automated kinetic machine that facilitates movement. It completely changes the meta of climbing.
The rotating gear network and the steam lift network. This is 3D platforming heaven.
Oh, completely.
You jump out a window and land on a massive, slowly rotating bronze gear suspended in the sky. Because it's rotating, the hitboxes are constantly moving. You are fighting an opponent on a spinning platform, and then you have to time your leap to another moving gear.
And then you step on a random steam vent on the street, and whoosh, it acts as a jump pad, launching you onto a rooftop.
Or you are mid-battle. You and your opponent both accidentally step onto a freight lift, and it starts carrying you up the side of a clock tower while you are still grappling each other.
It turns the entire district into a kinetic playground where the ground beneath your feet is always shifting.
And the melee weapons are perfectly themed to this industrial setting. Giant gears you can throw like frisbees, steam hammers that deal massive area of effect damage, massive pipe wrenches, heavy boiler doors you use as defensive shields, heavy chains, and giant red toolboxes.
And the outfits are amazing, I'm sure.
So amazing. You can be a sky-high airship captain, a mad inventor with crazy goggles and soot on your face, an elegant Victorian bare-knuckle boxer, or, my absolute favorite, wear a brass jetpack that blasts cartoon steam out of the back as you run.
The brass jetpack sounds incredible. It's just so wildly inventive.
It really is. Now, for the 5th expansion, Sarge proposes something entirely different. World Expansion 5, Iron League Season.
Okay, what's the hook here?
This isn't about adding a new geographic district. It's about transforming the entire existing island into the ultimate cartoon sports festival.
The Iron League. Oh, this is where the gameplay potential just explodes.
The philosophy here is taking traditional objective-based sports, but redesigning them entirely through the lens of chaotic Rumbleverse wrestling combat. And Skip Legerday is back in the broadcast booth, calling the action like it's the biggest sporting event in the history of the world.
It's a brilliant way to reuse existing map assets while creating entirely new competitive loops. A battle royale is fundamentally a last man standing game. The Iron League introduces objective-based PvP, which requires entirely different team strategies.
Let's look at the modes, starting with Gridiron Grapple Ball.
Gridiron Grapple Ball.
Okay, it's Rumbleverse football. The goal is to get the football into this massive end zone floating in the water. But you don't just run plays. You tackle, you uppercut, you chokeslam the defenders.
No flags on that play.
None. If someone has the ball, their location is revealed to everyone, and it turns into this massive 39-player stampede trying to pile drive the ball carrier. It's basically a massive, chaotic escort mission.
And then there's Rumble Basketball.
Oh, man. Sarge actually shouts out the Melee basketball movie GOAT 2026 in the document.
That is such a deep cut.
Which is such a deep cut and so incredibly perfect for this. Imagine giant basketball hoops set up on Grappital City rooftops. You have bounce pads and launch platforms scattered across the court.
So you're literally flying.
You are. You have to fight for possession, dribble, and then launch yourself hundreds of feet into the air off a bounce pad to deliver a literal slam dunk, all while someone is trying to drop kick you out of the sky before you reach the rim.
The integration of combat and scoring is seamless. You're using your offensive moves as defensive blocks. But Sky Spike Volleyball introduces a truly unique mechanic with the Rumble Barrier.
The Rumble Barrier is genius. Instead of regular volleyball net, there is this giant glowing energy wall dividing the court.
It acts as an interactive skybox.
Right. You can't just hit the ball over it. You can actually wall jump off the net itself.
Wow.
You rally the ball, wall run up the glowing Rumble Barrier to gain maximum height, and spike the giant volleyball down like a meteor, while your teammate grapples a defender out of the way on the other side.
It is highly tactical, but completely absurd in execution, and dodgeball arena.
It's dodgeball, but Rumbleverse style. You are catching, throwing, and grappling for these oversized, colorful dodgeballs. You can throw a ball to eliminate someone, sure, but you can also just run up and physically punch the person holding the ball to steal it.
Classic dodgeball rules.
Basically. It all culminates in the Iron League Games Championship, a massive multi-mode tournament ending in a giant melee showdown.
And you participate in all of this dressed in retro 80s sports outfits, wearing giant foam fingers on your hands that actually expand your strike hitbox slightly.
Oh, pay-to-win foam fingers. Just kidding. It's all balance.
Or you can be dressed in heavily padded referee gear. It's a complete festival of sports and suplexes.
Which brings us to the final proposed world expansion. Wasteland Rumble Season.
The Wasteland.
For this destination, we uncover a lost city swallowed by the cartoon sands of time. Dustfall City. Now, again, when you hear wasteland, do not think of something grim, depressing, or post-apocalyptic in a scary way.
We're not doing Mad Max Fury Road here.
Well, we are, but a completely G-rated, colorful Saturday morning cartoon version of it. It's a family-friendly Mad Max.
The atmosphere is distinct and visually striking. Heat waves distorting the horizon, oversized tumbleweeds ruin neon signs jutting out of the sand. It's an abandoned city cheerfully reclaimed by the desert.
The locations are so evocative. You have the buried downtown where skyscrapers are half swallowed by sand.
So the ground floor is actually the 10th floor.
Exactly. You might start a fight on the roof of a building, fall through a broken skylight, and realize the bottom 3 floors are entirely underground, creating these unique subterranean combat arenas.
That's a great use of verticality in reverse.
Then there's the Scrapyard District, the Forgotten Factory, and the Desert Speedway, which is this massive, ruined racing arena with jump ramps everywhere.
The environmental chaos in Dust Falls City is particularly aggressive, too. You have the sandstorm surge blowing through, which temporarily reduces long-range visibility, forcing players into close-quarters combat.
So no running away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You also have falling ruins where damage signs might collapse during a fight, altering the terrain mid-match.
But the absolute coolest traversal mechanic here is the sand slide movement. Because half the city is buried in sand, there are these massive cartoon sand dunes everywhere.
Right.
You can literally jump onto a dune and surf down it on your feet.
It functions as a momentum multiplier. You gain downhill advantage.
You are chasing an opponent by surfing down a 50-foot sand dune, gaining incredible speed, and launching off the bottom lip to deliver a flying elbow drop with maximum momentum.
It's a completely new traversal system that complements the climbing perfectly. And the items fit the scrapyard theme, too. Scrap chains, rusty pipes, and giant tires.
Now, the tires are great because when you throw them, their shape causes them to bounce completely unpredictably around the battlefield.
It's chaotic area denial.
And the bucket of sand.
Oh, pocket sand.
You can literally throw a cartoon cloud of sand into your opponent's eyes. It acts as a temporary blinding mechanic, putting a little cartoon dizzy animation over their head. It's hilarious.
And you can dress as a Scrap Rhino mascot, a desert explorer, or wear these cool, colorful patchwork jackets.
So we have all these incredible seasonal expansions. But the document also addresses the core world. How does the original Grapple City feel fresh every time you drop in, even if you are playing on the base map?
That leads us to the living world system.
This is a crucial element for game longevity. It's about creating dynamic visual variety without ever altering the competitive balance.
Right, consistency is key.
The document outlines a dynamic time and lighting system. A match doesn't just happen at a static daytime. It can happen at early morning with a soft pink haze, or high noon with harsh shadows, or a golden, gorgeous sunset.
And as the 20-minute match goes on, the sun sets in real time.
Yes. And suddenly the city transforms into this neon-lit nighttime wonderland.
Layered on top of the lighting is the weather and living sky system. And we must emphasize this from a competitive integrity standpoint.
Very important.
The weather in Rumbleverse is purely visual. It never ruins the competitive balance.
Exactly. A stylized thunderstorm might roll in with dramatic, puffy purple clouds and cartoon lightning flashes illuminating the skyline. Or a light rain might make the neon streets beautifully reflective.
Or a gentle morning fog might roll in.
But it never, ever stops you from seeing your opponent's animations or landing your frame-perfect combos. The hitboxes are never obscured. It's pure atmosphere without interference.
And the living sky concept takes that environmental storytelling even further.
You are grappling an opponent on the very top of the highest skyscraper in Grapple City. You look up, and the sky is filled with a beautiful, glowing meteor shower.
That sounds breathtaking.
Or you are in the Frostfall expansion, and the Aurora Borealis is glowing vibrantly above you. Or massive holiday fireworks are going off in the background during a championship match. It just makes the world feel so incredibly alive and grand.
This dynamism extends to the world's media as well. The in-game billboards update dynamically with the seasons, advertising the new items or locations.
And Skip Legerday's commentary audio lines react dynamically to the environment.
Oh, that's such a nice touch.
He might comment on the thunderstorm rolling in, or remark that it's a beautiful sunset for a brawl. He's up in his broadcast tower, actually watching the weather along with you.
It really connects the announcer to the world.
Okay, so we have the perfect premium world, we have the replay studio to film it, the expansions to explore, and a living world to make it beautiful. Now, who are we inviting to the party?
This brings us to the final major section, future collaborations. And Sarge establishes a very strict, very smart aesthetic parameter here.
The golden rule of Rumbleverse crossovers. We have to explain this passionately because it protects the very soul of the game's art direction.
It's the most important rule.
The rule is no realistic people and absolutely no gritty military shooters. If they do not look like a colorful, chunky action figure, they do not belong in Capital City.
It's an essential boundary for digital preservation. A game's aesthetic identity can easily be destroyed if it becomes a messy, visually incoherent billboard for unrelated intellectual properties.
Yeah, you see it in other games all the time.
Right. If you put a photorealistic movie character into a stylized cartoon world, it creates an uncanny valley effect. It shatters the illusion of the toy box.
But if they do look like a cartoon or an action figure, oh, the possibilities are endless. Sarge lists some perfect fits, full cartoon characters like the Street Sharks,
Jawso.
the heroes of Gujitsu, the Tick, the classic chunky 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Classic Generation 1 Transformers are an excellent example of this rule in action. Optimus Prime and Megatron in their original colorful boxy animation style fit perfectly alongside the exaggerated proportions of Rumbleverse wrestlers.
Or the Power Players, Masco and Sarge Charge. But my absolute favorite category they suggest, the one that made me laugh out loud, is serial mascots.
A stroke of genius, really. It taps into that exact Saturday morning nostalgia.
Think about it. Imagine playing as Tony the Tiger, but he's a massive, muscular cartoon wrestler delivering a devastating chokeslam.
They're great.
Or the Cookie Crisp Wolf. Or the Trix Rabbit. They already have that bold, expressive, exaggerated mascot energy. They already look like they belong in Capital City.
It works because their fundamental character design is larger than life. The document also suggests retro toys.
And animated movie characters. The monsters from the wrestling movie Rumble, like Tentacular or Ramarilla, or even Grug from the Croods. They have those huge, expressive, chunky cartoon proportions.
And for superheroes, the rule remains absolute. No live-action movie actors.
No Tom Holland's running around.
Exactly. But the Marvel Superhero Squad, those cute, chunky, colorful versions of Spider-Man and Hulk, perfect. Stylized DC animated heroes, perfect.
It ensures that Capital City always remains a cohesive, joyful toy shelf.
Yeah.
Every guest star feels like a shiny new action figure that you just brought home from the store, and it fits perfectly with all the other toys in the box.
Which brings us to the conclusion of Sarge Rhinoxar's incredible document. The sheer power of this vision.
This entire 60-plus page love letter wasn't written to complain. It wasn't written to demand things or say, Iron Galaxy, you did this wrong.
Not at all.
It was written to say, look at this limitless potential. It's about showing that in an oversaturated market, Rumbleverse's originality, its joy, its pure, chaotic, family-friendly fun, is something worth preserving forever.
It really raises a deeply provocative thought to leave you with today. When a community cares so much about a digital world that they are willing to write massive, detailed, mechanically sound blueprints for its future, does that game ever truly shut down?
Whoa.
Think about it. Maybe these fan visions are actually the ultimate proof of digital preservation. A world's identity, if it is built with enough joy, enough heart, and enough mechanical originality, actually outlives any physical server.
That's a wild thought.
It continues to exist, grow, and evolve in the shared imagination of the players. And it makes you wonder what other dormant universes out there, sitting on a hard drive somewhere, are just waiting for this kind of boundless, passionate imagination to wake them back up.
That is beautiful. And it's so incredibly true. The ideas in this document prove that the vibrant, bouncing, grappling spirit of Rumbleverse is alive and well.
It is a profound testament to the playground that Iron Galaxy built.
It really is. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible imaginative journey today. It has been an absolute blast diving into this giant, colorful toy chest of ideas with you. Because even if the servers are rusting right now, the vision for the future is brighter than ever. Capital City is always out there waiting for more elbow drops. Keep dreaming, keep envisioning, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Wow. Okay, Rumblers. That was one incredible ride.
Híjoles, that is very inspiring, caballeros. Good job on that list.
Indeed, Sarge. What an extraordinary vision.
Final assessment. That vision was powerful.
You said it, my fellow team. And to Iron Galaxy, this is exactly the kind of future we hope to see for Rumbleverse. We'd absolutely love to see this universe return, grow, and give Rumblers even more incredible memories. Thank you for creating something that inspired all of this.
Here's hoping we get to experience it again someday.
Rumbleverse future, awaiting reforgement.
Now that would be son. Captain Flexer, Cold Gearheart, after everything we've been through together, I think it's time we close out this chapter. It has been an absolute honor having you both here on Sarge or Noxar and throughout the entire legacy of Rumbleverse journey. You both helped share the story, preserve the memories, and remind everyone why Rumbleverse is such a special game. Thank you both for being part of this mission.
And thank you, Sarge. It has been an incredible honor joining you all on this journey. But now, my journey continues beyond the stars. It is time for me to return home to the Andromeda Galaxy. Until we meet again, Rumblers, take care.
Gracias, Capitan Flexor, and gracias to all my fellow vaqueros. It has been an honor standing alongside Sarge, Renaxar, and Flexor, sharing memories, ideas, laughs, and the story of a game that meant so much to so many players. But now, my train is waiting at the station. My journey continues west, and it is time for me to ride onward. Thank you all for joining us on this incredible adventure. I am going to miss you all. Hasta luego, amigos. Arre!
Captain Flexer, Colt Gearheart, your contributions to the legacy of Rumbleverse mission are recognized. Your memories will remain preserved. We salute you both. Until our paths cross again, safe travels.
All right, Noxar. After everything we've been through, what's our next adventure, bud?
New mission incoming. Codename Sarge Showcase.
Now that is a perfect idea, Renaxar. Looks like another brand new adventure is waiting for us, and I sure can't wait.
Affirmative, boss.
Alrighty, recruits. This concludes the Legacy of Rumbleverse mini-series. Thank you for joining us throughout this journey. If you made it this far, then you're officially part of the Command Nexus. Keep an eye out for our next mission. Team Sarge Renaxar will be back with more adventures. I hope to see you all there. Until then, salute to you all.